Who was in that? What was it? Paducah there? I think so, yeah, Paducah, Riley Smith.
What fucking time is it? Someone get a watch and tell me what time it is. 25. What time do we kick off?
25 minutes.
Not fucking good enough. Let me tell you now, I ain't saying this every fucking week. You know I take this shit seriously. This is run properly, with discipline. Everything we're doing, we've been successful. We turn up an hour before fucking kick-off. It ain't fucking good enough! I'm sorry for the new boys that are your first interaction with me losing my temper, but I don't do fucking lateness. I've got to repeat myself every fucking week! Welcome back, people, to another SLP TV production. It's myself, the Gaffer. Ooh, some strong words there from myself. But hey, look, fail to prepare, be prepared to fail. Lateness is a bit of a sticking point for us at the moment this season, and the Gaffer, he does not do lateness. So we're back today with another game, but it is cup action today in the London Cup. I believe this was the third round of the London Cup. We are taking on Jeff's Chippy. A side that we don't know anything about. I'm not too familiar with the league in which they play in. I think it's a league in which they play on Sunday afternoons, so I'm not too sure on the standard, but a good opportunity for us to progress and get into the later rounds of this cup competition. So the lineup then, we're going with our familiar 4-3-3. Good to see a couple of faces back and available for this one. Not a huge squad yet again today. Seems to be a running theme with us this season. Every game I seem to say, work commitments, etc, etc. But a couple of new faces that are joining us, hoping to kick on and help us out this season and see if we can progress in this season's London Cup also. So starting here, Jeff Chippy looked to have played the ball forward. It's gone back to Charlie. Nice and composed pass into Kieran there. I think the pitch is going to allow us to play today. It wasn't too bad considering the time of year. Although I must say, £175 for this pitch. Not really happy about that. But we return to the action with a throw-in for the Panthers. Ashley plays it short to Steve. Steve does this really well. He's changed the direction in that middle of the park there. He's got really good technique, really good engine on him where he can shift from one position to the next. Looks to play it off to Matt. Matt just keeps it ticking over, and this is nice, steady possession here from the Panthers. We're doing better here in terms of the area of the pitch in which we're having possession. It's not too deep in this game, seems to be a lot higher up, which is exactly what we want to see, as Steve does well to control that. Plays it out wide to Jason there. Can Jason bring it down? Just misplaces his touch. Jeff Chippy goes short there. We were expecting him to go long, but Jason does well to get himself in the way of that passing lane there, and he gets the ball back and he clips one, and it just hits the crossbar. So good football there. Any youngsters watching, good triangle pass around the corner, and Jason was in on goal and just unfortunately hit it a little bit too hard. Maybe just need to take a little bit of something off it as we return to the action. Another cross into the box, but no one unfortunately there as the Jeff Chippy goalkeeper plays it forward. Nice chest control there by Kieran. Looks to play it out to Ija, and it goes out for a throw-in. Plays inside. Not a lot of pressure there on Stephen as he's got time to turn out and face the other way. Matt collects, pings it. He's got really good vision on him here. Out to Jason. Better first touch than the last time, but goes out for a throw-in again. So we return to the action with the throw-in. Henry plays it a little bit long into Matt. Nice little chop there. Turns outside to Danny. Danny plays it into the feet of Ija. Sends the defender shopping. And that's 1-0. What a fantastic start to the game this is in the London Cup third round tie. Ija with a very, very good finish. You see here, Matt turns out from the right to the left into Danny. Danny doesn't take a touch. Plays it first time into Ija. Fakes the shot. Sends the defender shopping. Slots it in the bottom corner. And it's a good early start for the boys. So 1-0 then, a position that we haven't found ourselves in too often this season, but this is where we need to try and capitalise. We haven't been fantastic with our restarts this season. We've seemed to, whenever we score, be a bit under the cosh straight after. That's something that we need to work on going forward, but we have had a lot of spells of possession in this game so far. It's really been all us on the ball, and I think Jeff Chippy have been trying to hit us on the counter-attack, winning the ball and hitting areas or getting it into the feet of their forward players. As we see, we return to the action here. What we're trying to do is play out from the back. The pitch is going to allow us to do it, so we have Matt dropping into the back line there to pick up the ball, looking for options to spray it across the pitch. He finds Stephen. Those two are linking up quite well in this game so far. Stephen, I don't think it's going to be muscled off the ball there as he plays it out to Ija. This is what we want, 1v1, see what he can do. Beats the first man. Good last-ditch challenge there by the number 3 for Jeff's Chippy. And they have an opportunity to play out here now, and they play backwards into their fullback. He's looking for a forward pass, nothing seems to be on. The boys have done well to get bodies behind the ball there. Ija just coming into shot, so Stephen's covering his position and Josh has dropped in. They found a little pocket of space there, Jeff's Chippy, but it's just blocked again by Ashley, who's having a really good game as captain today, which is good to see. Ball played out here to Henry. Henry then cuts back inside, does well there to evade the challenge, plays into Steve. Steve getting a lot of touches on the ball so far in this game. Good opportunity for him to maybe get an assist or two perhaps. Let's see. Really good touch there by Jason as he brings it down. Tries to beat his player. Doesn't quite work for him. It's a little bit drier in that area of the pitch. And we can see there the Jeff Chippy player gets back and defends it. As we return to the action, it's Panthers on the ball again. There seems to be a running theme of this game. There's a lot of spells of possession for us here. It can sometimes be difficult to break down a team that have pretty much 10 or 11 players behind the ball. But we seem to have got ourselves into the box there. Stephen takes a shot. Just blocked there by the Jeff Chippy player. They're looking to break out. Matt and Liss is out there in a challenge. Jeff Chippy coming forward, comes out to the player here. He cuts inside. You would have thought maybe go on the outside, and it just breaks down for them again. They've got too many bodies, too deep, and the counter-attack is swallowed up by our defensive players. As Stephen, yet again, on the ball here, plays it out wide to Henry. Henry, get your head up. He does so. Finds Jason. Nice little pass inside. Just needs to be a little bit quicker here if we can, because it's just sticking where we don't want it to be. You can hear the gaffer shouting, keep it ticking over, keep it ticking over. Good bit of skill there from Danny. He's a very, very technical player. He can play off both feet, and he's got a really good engine on him as well. So he's done really well for us so far this season. And the ball goes out for a corner. Ija floats one in, back post. Oh, Jace on the volley, and it's blocked there. Such a shame. Would have been a really good goal. Decent ball over the top there by Jeff Chippy. I think Charlie does well to read that, comes out and claims the ball. Looks to play it short to Henry here. Henry needs to go on the outside, he does. Jason here just needs to really check his shoulders. I think he's got time to turn there, but he keeps possession of the ball, which is what we want. Back to Henry. Henry comes inside again to Danny. Sprays it out wide to Ash there. Good to see the fullbacks getting a little bit further up the pitch than what we've seen in recent weeks. Nice little one-touch football there. Back to Ija. Ija and Danny linking up well. Ija now looking to take his players on. Plays it out to Danny. Danny on his right foot. Oh, just doesn't get over it. Yet again, Panthers doing well here. Little tiny pockets of space. We're not rushing anything. We're just looking to keep the ball ticking over. We felt today that we should be superior in terms of possession on the ball. We just had to make sure that we kept them working in terms of what they had to do off the ball, so that we didn't give them any time to really close us down and win the ball. You can see here Steve does ever so well to evade that challenge, plays it out to Caesar. Caesar drops it off to the defence again. It's good maintained possession here. Danny's even picking the ball up from defence. Probably don't want him there in all honesty, but what you see from Danny is he plays it and he then follows his pass, so he doesn't just stand still after laying the ball off, which is really good to see. So another example here of some really good possession from the Panthers side. But what I would like is this probably 5 or 10 yards further up, just to see if we can attack into the final third, because what we're doing there is forcing that pass from our centre half into our centre forward, but really what we want to see is our centre mid or attacking midfielders making those sort of passes. But it was a good idea there from Dylan as the ball's cut out here by Jason. That's really good. Into Troy, plays it into Caesar, back into Jason. Jason goes for a shot, bit of a tame effort. Keeper doesn't keep it. Danny there. Again, youngsters watching, don't just watch your teammate take a shot, follow it up. He's seen there that the attempt from the goalkeeper was spilled. Danny's on his bike, slots it in for a 2-0 lead for the Panthers. A really good half here from the Panthers. It's been composed, it's been relaxed. We haven't panicked. We've kept possession of the ball in good areas. Can it be better? Of course it can, but this is a good positive start for us here in a cup game to be 2-0 up against a side we know nothing about. So it's just all about focusing on ourselves and seeing what we can do in terms of damage with the ball. So 2-0 then, but you can see here the boys, they're not giving up. They're still trying to apply pressure, trying to not give any time and space for the opposition to try and create something. And you can see here, yet again, the ball's won there by Ija. Ija, the ball sits up nicely for him. Keeper comes out. no chance. You can see there, that's all come from hard work and your work rate off the ball. We talk about that a lot. The opportunities have risen there for Ija to chip the goalkeeper, and we find ourselves 3-0 up against a side that, you know, they're good lads. They were never giving up. Really, it was a mismatch in terms of classes. They get an opportunity here. Curse of the commentator maybe, but Charlie does well to smother that. As I was saying, it's a bit of a mismatch in terms of the ability of both sides. But I'll tell you what, just Chippy, they did not give up. They kept going, and I'm all for that. As we see here, final moments of the first half. The Panthers boys have done really well in terms of possession. They've kept the ball ticking over. Could the tempo be a little bit more? Could it be 10% more? I think so, looking at it from a coaching perspective. But I can't really be upset with a 3-0 lead in a London Cup game, which obviously the losers would be knocked out. So, half-time then, 3-0. See what the gaffer and the lads have to say.
Yeah, but don't over-relax. Bring it in, bring it in.
Right, good half of football. Enjoyable to watch. There's no real pressure on you in that first half, which can be a negative in terms of you can get a bit bored. Don't get bored. Don't. It's a cup game now. There's no extra time. We make one silly mistake and they're in, and they score a goal. Their tails go up. They get a bit of confidence. They start throwing the ball into the box because they know they can't outplay us. And then they get a second goal, and then it's tight. We don't want that. Clean sheet. There should be a clean sheet this game. But that happens if you don't get bored. Don't get bored. And what I mean by that is, if you're bored, the tempo drops. When the tempo drops, the picture doesn't change. The picture doesn't change, frustrations kick in. Right, that has been a spectacular first half of football. So enjoyable. But if you let that tempo drop, you'll get bored. You'll get bored, you'll get boring. And that's where frustrations kick in, so we don't want that. What I want to see happen now is at 10% more, as if we're playing one of the top teams. Bear in mind the shit that's been spoken about us this season. Oh, Panthers are struggling. Or they're bottom of the league. There's always reasons as to why things happen, because we've been hit with a load of injuries, illness, work commitments. People now have to work on Sundays, which they weren't. But people have folded for less than what we've gone through as a group. People have cancelled games for less than what we've gone through as a group. I will fucking never stop fighting for this group. And what you're showing to me in that first half is that you care. I would like to see the same effort, same endeavour, 10% more in the second half. Is that acceptable? Yeah. Fantastic. Probably. Archie, you're going to be top goal scorer? Yeah. Come on in, let's see a couple more. Hey, 10% more. Tempo is important. Keep it ticking over. Panthers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Panthers! So second half underway, Panthers find themselves 3-0 up. Just some quick messages there from the gaffer about really not getting bored in terms of keeping possession of the ball is a bit boring. We're going to slow it down. No, you need to maintain the same mentality, the same pressure that you're applying off the ball, and same endeavour on the ball as well, to continue in the same vein, because it is a cup game. If they get one back and maybe they get a second, tails are up. You never know what can happen in these Sunday League games, especially in cup games where they can throw everything at it if they think the game is already lost. So Jeff Chippy now on the ball. Nice little touch there by the forward who's driving forward here. Number 14 does well to cut inside. Just as we were saying, don't let the opposition get back in the game. They seem to have done so here, and it just goes wide. I'm not sure if that hit the post, but a great opportunity there for Jeff Chippy to get back in this game very, very early in the second half. We have mentioned our restarts have been appalling so far this season, as we seem to boot the ball out for a corner there under not much pressure. Lucky for us, the corner doesn't amount to anything, and we're able to play out here as Ija claims the ball. 12 does well to get a foot on it, comes up to the number 10, who goes for a shot, and that's claimed there by Charlie as Jeff Chippy yet again on the ball. A lot more possession here for Jeff Chippy. Looked to me like that might have been offside, but maybe the lad bent his run and stayed onside. But Panthers now with the ball, playing out. This might be a kick up the backside that we need really from Jeff Chippy advancing here, because if that wasn't to happen, maybe we would just really have took our foot off the pedal, and who knows what could happen. But they've got the ball here again, Jeff Chippy. This is much better from them. They play forward. Ash does well to trap the ball into Danny. Danny finding the ball in deep pockets of space, trying to play Ija in. And it's just cut out there by Jeff's Chippy. Nice little bit of footwork there from the skipper. Gets himself away from danger. Sort of half and half press there from the forwards, and now Jeff's Chippy are playing forward again. Good spell of possession here. That's a foul given away unfortunately by Dylan. So the ball here now for Jeff's Chippy. Opportunity for them to flow it into the box. They do so down the throat of us. It drops to their player here who puts it across the box here, and it's just cut out there by Dylan as it goes out for a corner. Good sustained pressure here from Jeff's Chippy as they hung it up to the back post. Drops to the number 13. I think that's a save. And the number 4 just puts it over. Ooh, the warning signs are here. The warning signs are here. If we switch off completely in this game, anything could happen. And it's again, the ball is won there in the final third by Jeff's Chippy as they play it off to their teammate here, who looks to play forward again. This is really good by Jeff's Chippy, and it's just cut out there by Caesar, I think it is. Not too sure who that is on the floor. It might have been Henry who's trying to win the ball there, and they seem to be on the attack here again with the number 12. He's going to wind one up, and he does so. 3-1, game on. Really good finish here by the number 12 who finds the bottom corner, goes into the near side post rather than the far side post by the looks of it. And exactly what we spoke about at half time, the danger that we thought if we step off the pedal and allow them to build some sort of possession, and they find themselves with a goal. We'll be bitterly disappointed after all the dominant spells of possession we had in the first half to concede there. But maybe it's the shake-up we need to try and further progress in this game, as Jeff's Chippy are coming forward yet again here. They're doing very well here. They seem to have upped it a gear that they didn't have in the first half as they look to play it out wide, and the ball goes out for a throw-in. Steve driving out in the midfield again. Does really well there to change position. Unfortunately, I think one of the Jeff Chippy guys might have twisted their knee here as it's played out in the wide position. Troy tries to get on the end of it, and it's, I don't know, is that well defended? Back for a throw in here. Steve yet again goes one way, whoop, goes the opposite direction. Loves doing that. Drives out into the middle of the park, plays it out to Ash. Good to see him getting involved in the final third. Into Steve yet again. Possession stats must be through the roof for him in this one. Plays it out to Dylan. Dylan, punch it forward if you can. He does do that. Tries to find Caesar. It's all bouncing, a bit bobbly. Hits one of the defenders in the face. Troy tries to keep it alive. Comes out to Ija. Ija slides in. Ball play forward by Charlie. Comes up to Danny. Danny does well to collect. Out to Caesar. Sprays it forward out into the right hand position for Jason. Troy looking to burst into the box. He does manage to do so. Oh, it's a good move. Doesn't quite connect with it. And we're back in action here with Jeff's Chippy as they play the ball forward. It's cleared there by the looks of it. Comes out to Danny. Another good bit of spell of possession, but Jeff Chippy seems to get in the way of it there. It just seems the pitch seems to have dried out and it's turned really, really bobbly all of a sudden. A little bit more difficult to play on than it was in the first half when we had a little bit of drizzle. Made it a little bit more slick, but it's played out here into the right hand side position for Caesar. That is exquisite. That is individual brilliance. We had to get the old VAR out here just to make sure that it was Caesar's goal. But as you can see, just drops in behind the white line there. That is a fantastic goal. Aaron Amar, aka Caesar, hats off to you, lad. That is individual brilliance at its best. Kieran playing the ball forward there. Ooh, almost a really nice pass there to Troy. Would have been away from them, but he'd come out here to Ija. Ija just got to whip it in with his left foot. Ooh, just played in front of Troy there. Out to Steve yet again. So much possession this lad has had in this game. I think he's really led in that midfield position there. Ashley with a really teasing cross, and it just goes wide. Midfield possession again, yet again here for Panthers, but Jeff Chippy seems to nick that one away as they've got an opportunity to break here as their substitute now has been played 1v1 and he goes with his left foot, his swinger. Return to the action here, throw in for Jeff Chippy as they nicely play it out there from a dangerous position for us, but Caesar does ever so well there to win the ball. We're maintaining possession. Steve was back to goal, head up, making Matt work for it, manages to nick it past the Jeff Chippy defender. Maintaining possession here. Ash, nice little triangle passer, but we need someone in front of him rather than just coming inside all the time. There was no one to do it, so it comes out to Steve, who finds space out on the right hand side. Out to Danny, out to Jason. Jason, now we want you to drive or cross. He goes to the cross, plays it in, just evades Joshy there. Comes out to Steven yet again, who looks to drive into the box. done that ever so well today. Couple of step overs and he left the ball behind. That's unfortunate. He's had a fantastic game. As Chippy here is now opportunity for them to drive out, but it's won here by us. Flicked on again by Chippy. Not many minutes left in this game now. Chippy looking to, if they're going to get something out of the game, they really need to push forward if they can. Swings one over to the left hand side. It's a really good ball there by the skipper. Comes out to their winger, but Caesar does ever so well there to delay him. Stops the cross, although they still maintain possession there. We've now, as you can see, so many yellow bodies behind the ball, and that's what we've done incredibly well today in this game. Whenever they managed to push forward, we made sure that we got on our bike and got ourselves behind the ball to stop their advancing forwards. Looks like it's a break on here. Troy in the right hand position. Faced up 1v1. Good turn of pace. Whips it into the box. Josh is there to get on the end of it, and that's an absolute treat there for Josh. That is fantastic work here by Troy. Beats his man, big number 9, puts the ball across the box. Joshy does what he does best, taps it in, and that is 5-1. That is definitely a game done and dusted. You can see there that the boys have done incredibly well to get that ball forward and get it forward early to get ourselves in behind the Chippy defence, and Josh certainly gets the rewards there for Troy's hard work. As we return to the action with possession here by Chippy. They've got to play forward if they're going to get anything out of this game. The skipper looks to do so, and it's closed down extremely well there by Stephen, who I think has been absolutely superb in this game. Chippy again on the ball. Centre half plays it forward into midfield. You can see yet again there, closing down by the Panthers players. Out to Danny. Danny goes for the shot. He's clipped to the back post. Just needs someone for a tap in. Oh, Josh, he hits the post. You'd have put his house on him, tapping that in at the back post there. Incredible work by Danny to get a shot off and then try and recycle it and put it into that area. And Josh would be bitterly disappointed with himself there. Probably didn't expect that to actually happen. Oh, Joshy. Throw in for Panthers yet again. Steve does ever so well to change direction. Comes out to Matty. Sat up. Oh, a bit awkward for him. That was bobbling as it was coming to Matt's feet there, wasn't it? But I thought that was going to wrap it into the top corner, but it just managed to evade the far post as Chippy here in possession. Play the ball forward. I think it's very comfortable now for the Panthers. I think Chippy, all credit to them. They've given themselves everything that they had. There was a spell in the second half where they really upped the gear and managed to nick themselves a goal, which was some really good finish there by their player. And there was some good opportunities for them to maybe get themselves further into the game, and they just couldn't quite find the finishing touch to a decent little 10-15 minute spell that they had there. But I think all credit that goes to this forward line of Panthers and midfield, especially Stephen as well and Matt, who have done incredibly well to really dominate possession in the game today. A couple of new faces that have joined us as well. Dylan and Troy had fantastic games, and that is the final whistle. So we find ourselves winners in this round of the London Cup, 5-1 against Chippy. You won't hear a fish and chip pun from myself. No one wants to hear about being battered or anything along those lines, do they?
Well done, boys. Well, just a quick debrief because I know it's later in the day. Very proud of every single one of you. It's a very professional performance. You've got the job done. We said that this morning, didn't we? So we're going to turn up here and just get shit done. Yeah. And that's what we did today. And I feel that's our mantra going forward in the season as well. Just get shit done. Just get it done.
Business.
You know the players in front of you. Alright, that team had nothing on us. But what would play us into trouble is if we decided that, you know, maybe arrogance would seep in and we'd stop, the tempo would slow down and all of that jazz. It did early in the second half, but then we sort of fixed ourselves up and said, no, we've got to up it again. Unfortunate to concede, but it's football, it does happen. We just need to make sure that when we're playing those better teams, we can't switch off like that. We can't switch off like that. Even if we are 2 or 3 goals up, you can never switch off. Definitely not at this level either. Alright, so proud of every single one of you. A 5-1 win is fantastic, it's exactly what we deserve. Everyone's happy. You should see that as a confidence booster going into a tough game next week. But with this squad, the way it's building, the way it's growing, people are getting fitter, you should feel confident that we can do bits this season. New lads, Dylan, superb, rock solid back there. Troy, goal and an assist. Didn't even realise he scored it. Goal and an assist. Can't ask for more than that. The boys that are on the pitch, brilliant. I just want to shout out Ashley, who retired last season and has come back and has played every game since. You know, he's been a bit hard on himself there, but you saw how much he led from the back there today. So I'd like a round of applause for Ashley. Big man team. Well done, Ashley. Cheers.